Initiating weekly entertainment brought to you by Extra Rad. Boys Meet Film will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enjoy.
Welcome to Boys Meet Film. My name's Michael.
I'm Max.
And today we are talking about Sorcerer. A film that is on a lot of the top 100 best films of all time.
Yeah.
Directed by one of the most legendary directors, William Friedkin.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie just entered the Criterion Collection.
Yeah, it's been getting a lot of buzz.
Pretty recently. The restoration is incredible.
It looks great.
It
Yeah.
is one of, like, restore a 70s film, put it on, well, we're lucky because you bought an 80-inch TV.
85. Dog.
85,
Those
sorry.
5 inches count.
You're right. They matter.
They matter.
But in Blu-ray, it's just phenomenal.
Oh, it looks incredible.
Like, oh, God.
Yeah.
This is famously adapted from a book and then a movie directed by H.G. Clouseau. Some French guy.
I don't know.
Not just some French guy, really good director.
Just some French asshole.
Some French guy. Which is also a really highly regarded movie.
Awesome.
But basically the logline of this movie is a gangster, a crooked banker, a hitman, and an Arab terrorist walk into a bar.
Yeah.
It's pretty much
That's what it is. Yeah.
This is one of the most exhilarating movies I've ever seen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know, like sometimes you see those top 100 film lists and like granted every single film that's in those lists, like they're there for a reason, but there's some that you just like are we sure?
Maybe like a little too pretentious or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I forget what it's called and oh god, people are going to fucking kill me.
I don't know. Yeah, like Schindler's List.
Schindler's List, dude.
Like, should it really be that good?
Come on. There's this one movie called most people call it Gene Dealman. I forget what the fuck it's even called. It's like 4 weeks and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-hour movie of a woman doing chores. And it's like, I'm pretty sure it got #1 movie pretty recently on one of those lists.
No, it didn't.
And I'm not going to lie, that's a movie I've never finished.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't want to watch a movie of somebody doing chores after I've just done a bunch of chores, you know?
Yeah.
But this movie, watch four, I don't know, like they're kind of degenerates. They're all kind of, yeah. 4 degenerates hauling some nitroglycerin in the sketchiest truck.
Yep.
And sketchiest terrain.
Oh my God.
Sign me up.
I'm in.
I
was hooked.
This is just like,
I was hooked from the opening shot.
what is the opening shot?
Oh, a guy gets murdered right off the bat.
Just so like, I don't even remember the circumstance and like, like something happened and then we just see a guy kind of just look up.
Oh, it's just this dude in this room and then the door opens and that's our first degenerate that we meet and he just picks a gun up and then shoots him.
Just caps him. And that is the only introduction we have to that character.
That's it. But all the character introductions were so awesome.
One of my favorite sequences of the movie was the terrorist scene in the beginning. And I don't feel like this is really a spoiler because one, this movie came out so long ago and it's in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
But it's such an effective scene of just like 3 dudes, you know, kind of doing their thing, smoking some cigarettes, hanging out by this building. And then this bus comes, they get on the bus, but as they're leaving the building that they're hanging around, they leave a bag there. And it's so subtle. Like nothing, like the cinematography, the editing, like nothing is force feeding you that information that they left that bag there.
Nope.
You just have to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And then you see the bus go off and you kind of like wonder, like, is that what I think it is?
Right,
Is there
yeah.
something in that bag?
And then BAM!
As soon as the bus exits frame, and it's just so nonchalant,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah.
Then you kind of have that like second of hang time where you're like, what's going to happen? Is something going to happen? And then fucking happens.
Dude.
Boom! Right
Yeah.
in your face.
Yeah.
So effective.
Incredible, man. And like, dude, that's something I'm really frustrated about with films nowadays is like they have to over explain everything. Like
Yeah.
everything is like a point of dialogue or like let's show this thing a million times, you know. And this movie it felt like such a breath of fresh air
Yeah.
watching it as we come off of like all these other films that we've been seeing, all these new films. Just like there's not a lot of dialogue. It's just visual.
Yeah.
And it's effective. At no point was I like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on. It's like, no,
No.
everything's deliberate. They're like eye lines and like all that stuff. And that's so fun.
It's so much more engaging
Yeah.
too because it leaves a lot of room for questioning, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because like in that scene with the three men, they're never like if that was made today, they'd be like, "Did you get the bomb?"
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
that'd be one of the first
I am
lines.
placing
Like,
the bomb under the table now.
are you sure the bomb's in the bag?
The bomb is in the bag and it's under the table, and we are leaving when that bus comes. And as soon
Yeah.
as that bus leaves, the bomb will explode.
Look normal, guys. You know. But in this movie,
Tom
like
Cruise comes out of nowhere,
yeah, running full speed.
grabs the bomb. Fucking. Oh shit! Mission Impossible.
In this movie, though, like in that scene, you don't get any introduction to these guys.
Mm-mm.
You just see them, and you're kind of like, why am I watching three dudes smoking cigarettes next to a building?
Yeah.
And then just that one little piece of information, leaving that bag, you know, that's so effective.
Yeah.
So cool.
I actually, oh man, I don't know if this is too early to talk about, but I just had like a little bit of a revelation about how the characters end up.
Okay.
But maybe let's save it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it
I
towards
got
the
it.
end.
I got it locked.
I don't
in.
think we're going to do a spoiler section for this.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's like the movie's so old.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll talk about it a little later. Something that I noticed about this movie too is the casting is just so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had this thought throughout the movie where nowadays, I don't know, you put just like a really good actor, right, in one of these roles, and it brings everybody to the theater. But is that always the best choice?
Right.
And granted, like, we didn't grow up in this time period. So, you know, I can't say whether like the actors in this were like, you know, the shit back then.
Yeah.
or
Sure.
not.
Yeah.
I know that Roy Schneider, I think his name was, but they feel so authentic. Like all the characters just feel so real.
Mm-hmm.
And it does feel like a time capsule back to that time.
Yeah.
And I feel like you see a movie now and like, will it feel that way in 20 years where we can look back on it? Or is it, let's get like the hottest kid that's like 19, you know?
Yeah.
Let's get Zendaya.
That's how I felt about How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
Like they cast that kid who like he's like conventionally attractive dude, you know?
Yeah.
And he's playing like Hiccup, who's supposed to be like the outcast
Mm-hmm.
and like this like scrawny kid. But he's like he could be like the popular kid at school, you know, like, so easily.
Yeah.
And like obviously the dialogue, just like I think the dialogue is what's going to separate a lot of time periods.
Definitely.
And
I also just really quickly,
go for it.
I said Zendaya. I just want to retract that because she's such a good actress.
She's great, dude. Yeah, that is kind of a
yeah, that was wild for me to say. But I think you know, something that you kind of nailed there with like How to Train Your Dragon is like sometimes people just look a little too polished and too clean.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like these characters are so gritty and raw and like they have messed up teeth.
Yeah.
You know, and like I don't think that's just like prosthetics or anything. That is like the actor, you know. And I feel like there's this feeling of just authenticity with every single character that made the movie way more digestible and like easier to just get hooked into.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? Like it felt so real.
Yeah, I think I mean, I think it comes down to the lack of dialogue gives the actor more acting to do.
Sure.
Where like when we have all this like over explanation of things, the actor is just like, okay, I just need to explain these things.
Yeah.
You know, they don't get to really like be that person.
Mhm.
Where when it's all visual, it's like, okay, how is this guy going to interact with this character?
Yeah.
You know, and then they get to like feel how to do that or something. I don't know. It's like that's
Well,
kind of what it
yeah.
feels like. It's like you get a lot more like character building with like your mannerisms and like how
Yeah.
you're doing things.
It's a lot more physical too. Like you really have to embody
Yeah.
that person. Like you can't rely on good dialogue.
Yeah. There is one 70s motion though that they all seem to do. I
What
think
was that?
both of the characters did it. They do this thing. No. You know, like they're like, ah.
Yeah. Just slamming the ground, punching it. Yeah, it's kind of like the oh my god, why am I blanking on this? Rebel Without a Cause, just like you're tearing me apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love 70s movies.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like
The lenses.
60s, 70s, those are my favorite time
Mhm.
periods for film.
Yeah. I think the biggest takeaway for me, or just watching this film, was like how hard it looked to make.
Yeah.
It looked so tough to make.
Yeah.
Like there's so many complex sets.
Yep.
They're in real locations, and it's just like, oh my god. I mean, you were telling me some stats like before, or just like facts about the movie, like the making of.
Yeah, so like estimated amount of 50 people had to leave the set because they contracted malaria or had food poisoning. There were some other things. I think it was gangrene. People got gangrene.
Oh my god.
There were so many shots where people were just like in water, like in really swampy water.
Yeah.
William Friedkin himself lost 50 pounds because he had malaria. And he only found out after the premiere of the movie, which is just insane.
What a badass dude.
I
Like,
know.
all these guys. Like,
Another thing that I was reading is like that car crash scene, the really gnarly one.
Yeah. One of the character intros.
They just like couldn't nail it down, like the vision that he had. So he like got in the passenger seat for one of the takes so that he could see like his vision like from the inside of it. And then they hired this stunt man. I forget his name, but he had the production department build him a 40-foot ramp. Or it can't be 40 feet.
It can be.
Can it be? Yeah, I think it was 40 feet.
Not a lot. Like, it's not that much.
I mean, dude, that's to fucking drive a car off of?
Well, is it it's not 40 feet high though.
I don't. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
that's what I was imagining. in my head. I'm like,
it could be a
shit.
40-foot ramp, but
That's
I don't
probably
think it's
what it was.
that. I don't think it's that high.
Okay,
Because the car was pretty low on the ground.
Yeah. No, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah. A 40-foot fall vertically.
I was like, it didn't look like.
Yeah.
Okay, the math is mathing.
Yeah.
But yeah, 40-foot ramp, and just fucking went right into the fire hydrant, which it looks like a dude's body just like gets ripped out of the car.
Yeah. And I think that was a dummy or something. Like,
yeah.
To me, you could, I don't know if this is how they did it at all, but like you could have like a ripcord or something on a dummy.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever the car gets to that point, you know, that cable just pulls the dummy out to add some like craziness to it.
Wow, that's a
maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
no, I mean that makes sense. That's a really practical way to.
That's
do
how
that.
I think I would try to approach it.
I like
not
that.
even knowing like.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, another fun little fact about just how fucking ridiculous this production was. We were reading that they couldn't blow up this one tree because they just didn't have enough explosives that were powerful enough.
Mm-hmm.
So they hired this notorious arsonist from Queens named Marvin the Torch. And sure enough, first shot, the tree explodes.
Blew it up.
And that blew it up. That was one of the coolest sequences I've ever seen in a film.
Yep. And it's because of their masterful pulling back that rubber band.
Yeah.
And then once you get that snap,
Yeah.
that's what makes the explosion so freaking, even the scene you're talking about, that opening scene, it's like it's meandering, but there is something happening, and then they leave the thing, and then it's just like boom. And that first explosion also puts you on edge.
Yeah.
You're like, even I was kind of saying throughout the film, I was like, dude, anything could blow up.
That pig might explode.
That pig could explode.
Yeah,
Everybody be like, be on your toes.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so cool. And like, just beating a dead horse. One of the things that made that scene so effective is the fact that they're not explaining what they're about to do.
Yeah.
Which I feel like you get in so many action movies, especially like a heist film or something, like this is what's going down.
Explaining the plan.
There's this big tree that we can all see right now, but I'm going to talk about it because I have to make sure that you're not looking at your phone right now.
Yeah.
And
it's like, shouldn't they know the plan before they're on location?
Yeah.
Like they would have talked about it before they're there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just see them like kind of looking at the tree. Like some people are defeat, some people are like they're still persistent.
Yeah.
That we have to get past this tree somehow. And then you see like the twinkle in someone's eyes, but they don't say anything. You know. And you just see them like in the river. They're getting rocks, and you don't know why, but you trust that they're about to do something that's going to matter.
Well, and then they start building a contraption, and you're like, okay, like. Then you're trying to figure out how this thing works. Yeah, dude, like every scene, because of the lack of dialogue and the way that they're posing the shots, you're questioning like, oh, why is he doing that on this side?
Yeah.
Like, oh, what is he looking at? Like, what are they thinking right now? Are they on each other's side? Are they against each other?
Mm-hmm.
And that's so much more compelling. And even though it's like slow moments in the film, you're so invested in like what's going on because of the questions that you have that you want answers for.
Exactly.
And the tension is, they nail it in every aspect.
Yeah. Something that I learned just like watching that sequence specifically is that as an audience member, you just need to be able to trust that the character is going to do something.
Right.
Like, I think that's really the only requirement at the end of the day, because we were so invested in that scene because we knew that the characters, it was this big obstacle in their A to B story, you know, and we know that they need to get to that point B, in a lot of different ways. And so as long as the audience can trust that, like that has been solidified enough, you don't have to make anyone say anything.
Yep.
You just follow them along the ride. And the more and more that you're following them and they're not saying anything, that rubber band is just, you're just stretching it further.
It's getting
and
tighter
and further.
And I mean, tighter.
This is a spoiler. So if you haven't seen the film, definitely watch it.
You got to check it out. It's so good.
Something that I thought was so cool is like, we didn't fully know what they were doing up until like the very last moment of that scene.
Yeah.
Because that sandbag that they set up, I never fully understood what they were doing.
Part,
yeah. But they did it, and we just were like, okay, like they're doing something with that.
For sure.
And we'll see how that pays off, So effective.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So
dude.
Cool.
Yeah, I was like, are they going to shoot the string and that's what's going to make the rock fall?
Yeah.
But then it's like, nope, the sandbag, he's going to put a little hole in it.
Yeah.
And then they're going to try to run, and that's their timer. And like as soon as all the sand gets out of it, then it drops the rock because of the counterweight.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so cool.
Just feels so much more rewarding when you're inside your own head, like, what are they doing right now? How is this going to pay off? And then you see the payoff.
And that guy is the explosives expert terrorist from the beginning of the film.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So he's using his skill So it's not just like, oh, he just knows how to make a bomb all of a sudden, like
Yeah.
that was meticulously set up from the beginning.
Yeah.
So that I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And that kind of brings me
to a really interesting payoff for the character.
Kind of brings me to this. I want to talk about the fate of these characters. Can we get to that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So
should we set them all up first to make sure that?
Yeah. So we have the thief.
Yep. He's like the banker.
Oh
right?
yeah. The fraudulent banker.
Yeah.
The getaway driver for the heist
for
a robbery.
Yeah.
Gangster thing. We have a terrorist who blew up a building. People. And then we have an assassin.
Yep. All of which have taken solace in the grungiest, most desolate,
a place no one would look for you ever.
Yeah. Just jungle in Latin America.
Yeah. And what I thought was really interesting about all of their fates is that the getaway driver, who is our lead, he's more of the lead. Yeah. They all kind of share the space, but he's he is the only guy who, even though he was assisting in the robbery, he wasn't a part of the robbery other than just driving the car. And he's the guy who survived. Everyone else was taking people's lives.
Oh, interesting.
And he's the only guy who made it out.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really interesting. you have the backstory with this, the banker who didn't necessarily take anybody's life, but his friend killed himself because of the situation he put him in.
True. So there's like a life
lost.
Yeah, because of him. Yeah.
It was kind of like, oh man, eye for an eye kind of thing, or you can't kill people. You just can't. As hyped as I was on that intro, I was like,
Yeah.
But I thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, oh yeah, this is the only guy who is just, I guess, just caught up with the wrong crowd,
Yeah.
Our lead that survives.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of a cool thing.
Something I love too, that I think is really interesting, is putting us in the point of view of a character in the most unbiased way possible. And I'm specifically talking about the terrorist scene.
Yeah.
Because that's heavy.
So super heavy.
It doesn't matter which country is doing what to what other country, right? That is always something that's really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But you want that character to be redeemed by that. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And maybe that redemption is coming through, self-sacrifice. I don't know. It's pretty gnarly. But I think that's really interesting, and I think it makes a character more interesting and way stronger.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, we don't want to fucking follow just goody two shoes mom that's the PTA president. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to follow a fucking terrorist and
Michael.
Oh God.
God damn it.
Trump's gonna deport me.
He's coming here right now.
I just think I don't know. And one of our reels this last week, I was talking about Happiness. And that's another movie where Jesus Christ, you followed a character that it's tough. It's tough to follow that character, and it's a very challenging movie to watch, but there's this payoff because of it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that this movie necessarily pushed the boundary, and maybe there's something a little reckless in the portrayal of somebody like that.
Yeah.
But I just think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because during that scene, I was never oh, fuck that guy.
True, yeah.
But I also was never oh, what a sick guy.
Right.
You just see a very neutral
you're
experience.
He's probably doing that for some kind of reason. I don't know. Yeah, you have it's just wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing I love more than a film with just a bunch of scrappy characters that are super flawed.
Yeah, that's great.
doing something really dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So awesome. Yeah, I love that this whole film, once we get to like their challenge,
mhm.
is just like there's a bomb in the back of your truck
Yeah.
and it's extremely volatile.
Yeah.
And if any little bump happens, it's gonna explode.
Yeah.
And you have to drive it from this spot to that spot. And at that point, it's like that's it. That's
Yeah.
the whole movie. And you're just like, yes, like
Yeah.
let's do it.
So sick.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Speaking of which, one of the most tense scenes I've ever seen, ever, in a movie is the bridge scene.
Oh yeah,
I was not prepared.
that was awesome.
And I mean, to think that like they achieved that in the 70s,
Mm-hmm.
and I was reading you this fact, but they originally built this bridge over a river in a completely different part of South America.
Yeah.
That river dried up before they filmed that scene.
Mm-hmm.
So they built it on another river. And that film...
In Mexico, right?
Yeah, in
yeah,
Mexico.
that changed locations. Yep.
hmm And that river started to dwindle and dry up as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the locals were super superstitious about that.
Yeah.
And they were threatening to blow up the bridge
Yeah.
while production's happening.
Right.
So they put
Because
a
they
20
thought the bridge was like the reason the water was going away.
Yep.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
these,
and
like,
each bridge cost $1 million.
Yep, $1 million. So they put a 24-hour hold on production for that scene.
Yeah.
But then, so there's like, I think it said like 18 inches of water.
Yeah, like wasn't enough. It wasn't dangerous at all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
Didn't
too
look-
shallow.
Didn't look threatening.
Yeah, exactly. And so they had towers with men just with like hoses. They had a helicopter that was like making all the wind and just like
The water and
spreading the
all that
water
stuff.
from the hoses and all that. Yeah, I guess making the water choppy that
Mhm.
was there.
Yeah.
And then what else did they do? Oh, they had
I think
like
they were pumping
industrial
water.
fans and
Yeah.
stuff.
And they were
yeah.
pumping water through the river
yeah.
to make it look like what?
And it looked so realistic.
Oh, it looks awesome. Dude.
I mean, the
Yeah.
rain too. It's just so visually stunning
Mm-hmm.
for a film.
Oh, rain is so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
love
especially during that scene, though, the way it's pouring down.
it. Yeah, it's awesome. It
Like-
looks so violent. The
yeah.
most water you've ever seen coming out of the sky.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so awesome.
And
yeah,
then to think about driving a truck
Mhm.
with the most dangerous chemical in the back of it.
Yeah,
Just
across the
rocking
bridge.
back and
Yeah.
forth, the sketchiest
Dude.
bridge ever.
Dude, like I loved all the insert shots in that scene. Like everything. Like
Mhm.
every possible shot that they cut to, you're on edge. There's no like, like the truck rocks and then they'll cut to like the interior of like the 3 boxes with the nitroglycerin.
Yeah.
And they like rock a little bit. And you're like, oh. And then they cut to like the rope that the bridge is on, and the rope's like fraying a little bit. And then they cut to like the like trees that hold the bridge, and they move a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they cut to what the truck is winched around is another like tree, and the tree moves a little bit, and you're just like, how, like everything's going wrong, every possible thing.
Yeah.
And then the truck falls.
The beams under them too are just like constantly splitting like
Snapping
under the
all
tires.
time. Yeah.
And then they just keep driving.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Dude, it was masterfully cut together.
Yeah.
And so tense. And there's 2 trucks, so we got to see that twice, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And oh man, I love that scene.
I feel like the 70s, like, and probably the 80s too, kind of ruined film in a way, because like you could never do that.
No.
They were doing so many drugs and just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
let's do this for real.
Yeah,
Dude.
That's what also makes the explosion so impactful.
Yeah.
Everything's real. Every explosion
Yeah.
that you see is glorious pyrotechnics at work.
Yep.
And it's so much more concussive than CG explosions, I think. You get it's not just a fireball. You get like shrapnel and like
Yeah.
the powder and like just material. You like there's so much material coming at you on screen,
hmm
and I think that's so cool. You don't really get that.
Not only that, but like I feel like they get to use the onset sound to like a way like you know what I mean? Like I'm sure there was a Foley artist while they're doing those scenes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
yeah.
like the sound, obviously it's probably enhanced with like
Mhm.
other sound effects layered on top of it.
yeah.
But it sounds so much more authentic too.
I agree. I think the sound designers for this film did such a good job with like all the truck stuff, all like the
Yeah.
just everything. I was actually noticing that a lot because
Me
you
too.
could tell like, okay, they're ADRing here,
Mm.
where they're, adding the voices in post. And you're like, wow, they like really built out this whole soundscape for this
Yeah.
section, like not that you like can tell, like, I don't know. We've done so much like sound editing that like, and I know back in the day, like it was harder to, film, the film cameras are loud,
Yeah.
like all this stuff.
Like
So they're-
layering all the
Yeah,
audio,
you're like
yeah.
layering all the soundscapes in, and it's just so good. It's so rich. Like,
Yeah.
everything's really rich.
Well, and the other thing too is like it's so simple, but it's so effective.
Yeah.
One of the things that they just kind of lean on is like during that bridge scene or during just a scene where they're like driving dangerously close to the edge of a cliff, you're hearing the sound underneath the tires.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that
The
is
gravel
like
crunching, the wood
Yeah.
splitting. Yeah.
like if you need any sound effect, like you could almost cut out every other sound effect, but as
Mhm.
long as you have that, that's where the tension is.
Yeah.
If you don't have that one sound, that one like the most simple thing to add,
Yeah.
like that's the power of cinema right there.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't have that, you don't give a fuck about
No.
the scene.
No.
It doesn't feel real.
The sound is, yeah, I mean, it's said all the time, I think, in our circles, but like
Yeah.
the sound is 70, 80% of
Yeah.
the film. So effective.
I feel like this is a really good testament.
This
to
is
that.
like a 80% sound film.
Yeah.
So good sound wise.
Man, if they going back to just like, I mean, this movie's so practical,
Mhm.
it had to be. If this movie was made today, like one, it would just be a CG mess. That
Yes,
would suck.
it would. It would be. Yeah.
But two, the one silver lining is there's one director who could do it.
There is.
Do you know who that is?
Hmm.
Who do you think I'm thinking of?
Is he the master of practical effects?
Kinda.
Are we
Yeah.
thinking of the same person?
Say it on three.
Oh,
Or
I don't
on-
know if we're thinking of the same person.
No, I think we are. 1, 2, 3.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Yeah,
Cool. Hell yeah.
Bro,
No,
if
yeah,
Christopher
Christopher
Nolan,
Nolan, yeah.
like if anyone was going to like get the torch passed to them,
Mhm.
it would have to be Christopher Nolan.
Oh,
for
yeah.
this.
I agree 100%.
Like
I would actually love to see
it
a
would
Nolan
be kind of insane.
Sorcerer movie.
It would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Not that it's warranted because honestly, this one just like it lives up. Like
Yeah, dude. You
know.
like there's like a few things that are like, oh yeah, 70s, But like
Sure.
aside from that, because of the lack of dialogue,
yeah,
it's evergreen for the most part.
Yeah.
Like you don't have like because it's just visual,
yeah.
people doing things. Yeah.
One of the really 70s things, but something that I loved about this movie is the soundtrack by Tangerine Dream.
Dude, it was great.
Like
I loved it. It was funky
what?
at
That's
times.
so sick.
Yeah, it was
It's
awesome.
just such a cool, like, I don't know. I love that kind of music.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like I love the 60s and 70s for music,
Mhm.
especially rock and roll.
Oh, for sure.
And it's just so badass. Like
It is.
to think about that time, how they were filming this, like even though so many people suffered
Mhm.
making this movie, it's so cool. Like it's such a
Dude, yeah.
good story.
Well, and it just like gives you much more respect for the film,
Yeah.
or at least for me. It's just like, man, like a lot of people worked so hard to make this look the way it does,
yeah.
and it looks incredible, dude, and it is like got so much grit and passion behind it. You could tell it's just awesome.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do think it's poorly named.
Really?
I don't like the fact that it's named Sorcerer.
Mm.
I don't think again, it's like a little subtle. Like just the truck is named Sorcerer.
Yeah.
It says Sorcerer on the door.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I feel like if it had a different name, maybe I would have heard about it sooner. Because I didn't hear about this film until 3 weeks ago when you said, "Dude, you want to watch Sorcerer?" And I'm like, "Is that like a wizard film? You know, like what do we watch?
Yeah,
like what is this?" And he's like, "No, it's
another
about
one of those wizard films Kellen keeps wanting us to
Yeah.
watch.
Lord of the Rings. I don't know. I've only seen the first one.
Haven't heard of it.
Never heard of it. Yeah, I think that was my only they could have come up with a better name.
Yeah, I forget. I think there was another title that they originally had for the movie, but I can't remember.
Gotcha.
I mean, I feel like just what it's adapted from is definitely a better name. The Wages of Fear.
Dude, yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a better
cool
representation of the movie, but
yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I don't know. It's weird.
It's weird.
A weird title.
It's weird. It's like, oh, you're like Sorcerer.
Yeah.
And like
yeah.
only 5 people are going to know.
Yeah,
just all of our friends that have seen this movie.
Something that I think is really interesting surrounding this movie is it had a lot of attention like built up before its release, but then Star Wars was trickling out and this movie was like a box office bomb.
Interesting. Before the movie started, I was actually going to ask you when, because I couldn't remember the date or the year that Star Wars came out, but I was going to ask you when Star Wars came out.
I don't remember. I want to say it's 75 or something. I thought
that was this movie. Which maybe is why.
Yeah. But I think that's really interesting because, you know, not that the original Star Wars really have any ties to this, because
77.
77.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Sorcerer was 75. So it had 2 years before Star Wars came out.
Okay. I mean, that was back when like movies were hanging at the theaters.
Yeah. No, it came out 77 also.
Oh, okay.
So same year.
I
could see that.
But I think that's interesting because obviously Star Wars is in itself such a big milestone in film, you know, especially for visual effects, that aren't practical. And I feel like this is kind of maybe one of the first times in film history where like a big blockbuster film like that, kind of beat out one. Not that this isn't a blockbuster, because I feel like it is in its own right, you know.
Yeah.
But if you compare that to today, like it's the same thing with Disney just like buying out all the IMAX theaters,
right? Yeah,
for like 2 years for one dumbass film. Nah, I don't know. Some of the movies are good.
No, I know.
Generalizing
I get you,
what I'm saying, but it just sucks when like a movie like, I'm thinking of the second Doctor Strange or something like that, is in theaters and beats out a movie like, I don't know what came out at that time, but just like an example is like I don't know. I guess Nolan films I was gonna pull up a Nolan film, but
Nolan films definitely get the
hype,
IMAX.
Dude. Yeah,
I mean the last film was Oppenheimer.
Okay, a really good story of this anecdote is Quentin Tarantino with The Hateful Eight. I think it was The Hateful Eight. He had an exclusive deal with Cinerama Dome in LA to premiere it there on their IMAX screens for like a certain amount of time. And Disney, I forget which film it even was, but they said, no, we don't want you to uphold that deal. We're never going to play another one of our films at your theater if you do not let us play this film on the only IMAX screen.
Such a bitch move.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my ball and go, I'm never going to play with you again.
Yeah, literally.
I'm not going to play with you ever again if you don't let me do this.
Yeah. And not that like Star Wars back in 77 was tied to a studio in that way, you know, it deserves the respect that it has. And obviously that was like more word of mouth and just like such an iconic moment.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating that this is the film that Star Wars beat out. You know?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Great cinema though.
Yeah.
Like at the, dude, 77? Star Wars and Sorcerer come out in 77. I feel like we would be, if we were this age in 77, like we would have been all over Sorcerer and Star Wars.
Yeah.
But we'd have been like, guys, like, I know Star Wars is out, like it's tempting to go see it, but Sorcerer, like, guys, come on.
You gotta believe me, please.
Yeah,
please.
We were on the Sorcerer is out today. We're on the radio.
You have to see Sorcerer. Okay. Do you think this film is one of the best movies that you've ever seen? The way that it is on some of these lists, top 100s of all time. And this is coming from we're young. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
We did not live in the time that this came out.
Right.
So we obviously have a bias there.
Yeah. I'm going to say, yeah, dude. Like, I really enjoyed this film.
Same.
It was like, I was hooked throughout the whole thing.
Yep.
The tension was incredible. I learned a ton about editing and tension building.
Yeah.
And I loved the characters. I wasn't fatigued by like just the worst dialogue ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%, I would put this in like a top 100.
Yeah.
And I think this will go on my list as one of my favorite films for sure.
I think so too.
And I would watch it again. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so fun. Like I would watch this with some more people too.
Yeah. This is inching the top 10. Obviously it's too hard to have a top 10.
Yeah, there's no
like
way.
At all.
Yeah, there's no way.
You know?
Yeah.
But at this very moment, with recency bias, this is is one of my favorite movies.
Dude,
now.
Incredible.
I just like there's something so nostalgic about it that I just love older movies.
Yeah.
And like I think something that's really cool is they have this ability to kind of unveil some of that movie magic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was just a more simple time. Even though what they're doing is insane and like really hard to achieve, it's a lot easier to learn from watching a movie like this than watching like Endgame or something like that. Yeah. Where it's just like CG, fight, you know, like everything is built to just keep you invested in a way that's like kind of feeding into our generation's problem with ADHD. You know what I mean? Attention spans. Like you just have to have something happening and like
all the time.
Somebody talking like, don't worry, something's gonna happen soon.
Yeah, you got 1.5 milliseconds to grab my attention, or else I'm out. I'm going back on the Instagram. I'm scrolling.
Exactly. Yeah. This movie, like, because of how slow and methodical some of these scenes are, not only does it become tense, but it also allows you to kind of think about what they're doing.
Yep.
And like what their intention is with the scene too. Like you can look at the camera shot and be like, oh wow, like you were saying with the iris, right? Like they were doing those scenes where the exposure is exposed for something really dark, and then they're pulling out into a wider shot and they're adjusting the iris as they're doing that.
Dude, I love that technique. And I think that because we have like, well, I mean, nowadays we're shooting on like photo lenses. I don't have any video lenses that are like, they have the fizz, focus, iris, zoom. Like, you know, I don't always think about like, oh, we're going from an inside to an outside. Let me have the lens be wide open, and then when we pull out, like drop that f-stop. You know, like I just didn't think about that ever.
Yeah.
And there was a few moments where it were like real quick in this film, and then later real slow. And I was like, oh, that's such a nice like exposure change, and like just awesome.
Yeah.
There was also one grad filter that I really liked, where it's like a gradient. And it's darker. It's darker on the top, and then it's lighter at the bottom.
Yeah,
that was in that like kind of weird
stone.
Stone.
Yep.
Like it almost looked like Utah.
Sunset.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
the sunset up top, but it was like really dark. So they had that gradient filter.
I also think that was on soundstage. Like that specific
Oh,
shot.
maybe, yeah.
It seemed like a painting in the background.
Oh, potentially.
It reminded me a lot of like 2001 Space Odyssey
yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, it could have been soundstage or forced perspective.
Yeah.
Or a matte painting, you know. They were
Yeah.
doing that a lot in the 70s where they would they would have like an actual painting or something, and that would be on like a piece of glass, and there would be like a hole in it, perfectly aligned for like the actors and like the plate of that film, and then they shoot through it, and it all looks like one thing.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting.
Yeah.
But the grad filter can also give you that kind of like painting effect.
Yeah. No.
Just because it's so unnatural, like.
Yeah.
But it looks cool.
Yeah.
Have you seen Days of Thunder?
No.
Okay, that's a earlier Tom Cruise racing film.
Okay.
And they used a ton of grad filters in that
Okay.
film, and it's like to the point where it's just like a lot.
Yeah.
But like at the time, it was cool. It was just it has a cool look, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I just think there's a lot to learn from this movie,
dude,
in general.
Yeah.
In every single facet.
Yeah, sound design, tension, editing, cinematography. Dude, okay, can we talk about some of the richness of 70s glass and the way that they light the scenes? Yeah. Like you have this like awesome skin tone on the face, and like a lot of times in this film people are sweaty. So you have like a little bit of highlight on the side of the face, and then the majority of the face that's closest to camera is completely in shadow. Mm-hmm. All the way in shadow, like blacks, you know, and then you have like a lot of greenery in the background in this film. So you have like the bokeh, the greenery bokeh, really nice light on the face, dark blacks on the other side of the face, and like and there's like smoke in the air, there's grit, sweat,
the
like
rich color from film.
Dude, it's like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. And there's like no way to do that with the cameras we have. Like these digital cameras just can't do that. We can get close with some like film emulation and stuff.
Yeah.
And, maybe
seems I
know I need to learn lighting better, but like that stuff, it just seems like it's the lens and the camera that are giving you that like.
Seems like the Fujinons are like maybe the
great.
One thing currently that's like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still not like it's just the best that we can do now.
So good. Yeah. Like, I mean, we're, technically everything's better now. Like,
sure.
Like all these cameras shoot 4K.
Well, it's just cleaner. It's just easier to be clean. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you watch a movie like this and like, yeah, it's restored and a whole company spent a lot of time restoring it, I'm sure. So the original, probably doesn't hold up very well. But there's shots in here that even with the restoration, like you see the grain of like underexposure and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or a misfocus.
Yeah. And it doesn't take you out of the movie at all.
No, you're so invested. Yeah.
And I think that's something that's really interesting because I don't know. I would be interested to just put like any like average Joe Smo movie watcher, who doesn't really care about like camera techniques or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Show them this movie, see how they feel about that.
Yeah.
Because like things are shot so clean today too. You know?
Yeah, dude.
Either they're really clean or the focus is super shallow. Which, I like it in a lot of applications. Like I think it looks cool. Like you watch a movie like this, like they're so intentional with the camera and like things are in focus when they need to be, things aren't in focus when they don't need to be, you know? And it's so cinematic. This is, I would say, like watching this movie, this is one of the most cinematic movies you can ever watch.
Dude, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Like explosions, trucks, rain, jungles, like gangster scenes, like this
gangsters, hitmen.
Yeah. Dude, like at the end of the film when he's kind of going crazy in the truck, he's like hallucinating.
Yeah.
And you get like, they do a little montage of like all the stuff that has happened.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, they've covered so much ground in this film. They have to have so much fun making all this
It's
stuff.
epic.
It's epic, dude. It's
and it doesn't
really
feel
story.
like an epic that's like a Dune or like a Lawrence of Arabia where it's like a really
vast,
drawn out vast story.
Yeah.
But it is an epic.
I agree.
Like you're saying, like looking at that montage, I was also like, wow, we really did cover a lot in this movie.
Like, wow, we've done a lot of things. We have assassins, terrorism.
I don't know. It's just like you know, the movies that I get that feeling from are like Pulp Fiction, The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
You know, these types of movies, like they don't come around a lot anymore, I feel. And back then, there's just so many good movies.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I'm glad that we both finally got to watch this movie.
Dude, yeah. I'm glad you didn't watch it that night.
I know.
Because I after we watched the trailer, I was like, I want to see this so bad.
Yeah, sometimes I like come up to Max and I'm like, hey man, I might watch a movie tonight.
Yeah,
I'd really love to watch it with you.
I'm like, it's already tonight, dude.
Dude, it was like 8
I
p.m.
know. I know.
You're like, oh, I think I'm going to prioritize bed tonight.
Yeah, I need to sleep.
Dude, live a little.
Have a job, dude.
And a almost wife.
Yeah. Got to keep the missus happy.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Well,
what'd you think of the end of this film before we wrap this up?
End of the film.
So,
okay,
little cliffhanger action going on.
Well, first of all, really quickly, just something that I don't want to miss, and I just want to mention it. I think it is literally like the best shot I've ever seen in my life. Is the scene where the car broke down, right, in that rocky quarry area that we were talking about, and the film just cuts, and then we're kind of in black. And then we start to see like a very dimly lit figure emerging from the shadows of darkness. And it is our main guy. I forget his name.
I forgot his name too.
But he is gradually, as he's walking up to the camera, he's getting more and more exposed by the tower of fire, the inferno.
Yes. And you're hearing it. You're hearing it grow. That inferno of flame grow behind the screen. You know?
Yep. And he's just getting more and more exposed, and you see him carrying the nitroglycerin.
Yep.
I mean, that's just such a badass reveal.
Oh my God.
You know, just the lengths that this character went to succeed in this mission.
And that pan over.
Yeah.
You see the tower of flame perfectly backlighting that like eagle signage too.
Yeah.
And then like all the soldiers come over and they're like carefully, because he's like stumbling everywhere. Like,
like, hey dude, chill the fuck out. Chill. He's like about to walk into the fire.
Yeah. And they all grab it from him and they walk away, and then he just collapses.
Yeah.
It's so rewarding, dude.
Yeah.
I love that, like going all the way to the like almost failure point.
Yeah.
Like that's so cool.
It really reminded me a lot of a movie you haven't seen yet, and we will be watching probably soon at some point.
This is There Will Be Blood?
Yep.
Oh, I want to see.
There are so many shots of oil fire in that movie
love that.
are just so reminiscent of this movie, and I thought it was really cool to see that.
That's
you
cool.
know, and be able to notice that. So the ending.
Yeah.
So one thing, so the movie early on, it set up, you know, this getaway driver. He has to get out of town, otherwise he's going to get capped, right?
Yep.
And we see that moment where the opposing gangster is like, I don't care how much money it is. I don't care what we have to do. I want you to kill this guy.
Yeah. I want his ass.
I want his ass. Yeah, I want this guy's ass.
I want his ass.
Which also reminded me of the scene in Pulp Fiction. With Marcellus Wallace, and I can't repeat the things that he says in that scene, but it is one of my favorite lines in the movie. So it was a really cool thing to see that, like, oh, that was actually a nod to this movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they set that up. This guy, he's on the lam. He's in hiding. He's in Latin America, right? Just fucking in the trenches.
Yep.
And something that I thought when the hitman arrived to Latin America in the same little remote village. I thought he was going to be his killer.
That's what I thought too.
I thought he was looking for him.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really interesting choice.
Yeah.
Because that's the one character who we barely got to meet.
Yep.
So we don't know what his intentions are.
Right.
We don't know who the fuck he is. And so throughout the movie, this tension is kind of building and building where you're like, when is this guy going to pop his ass?
Yeah.
You know, or like figure out that like, this is the guy he needs to kill.
Yeah.
But then obviously that guy dies at some point. So then we're kind of led to believe like, okay, he's off now, right? Doesn't have to worry about that. And then the very last shot of the film, they pull out of the bar as he's dancing. And then the gangsters from America just pull up in a taxi. And then they just leave us.
Yeah.
They just leave us on that.
So it's the one dude who was like definitely bad. And then the guy who helped him escape.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
I kind of think you could go hopeful with it, or you could go not hopeful.
Yeah.
But you could be like, okay, they're going all the way out here. It's his buddy that helped him get out of town.
Sure.
He kills the bad gangster guy in the bar fight. It's like an accident. And then they're on the lam again.
Yeah.
Or they kill our guy who worked so hard to get where he was.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's a really interesting open ending.
Yeah.
Cuz the other thing too is just like, you know, you think about like how that applies to us as people too, right?
Yeah.
Like you just like work a fucking job every day of your life except for 2 days every week, you know?
Yeah.
And then where does it get you? You know?
Some Latin village in the middle of nowhere, and then gangsters come up and
it's like a short-lived moment of dancing with a local, you know?
Yeah.
And then you get popped.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's life.
I mean, that's life. I feel like that's really interesting though, because especially back then, I feel like that's when people, especially in America, are starting to open their minds to like capitalism, you know, give or take, you know, the benefits and cons of it. That's when people are starting to be like, fuck, I hate living this way. I hate the fact that like our lives are based on, you know, I mean, obviously you and I were privileged to have decent jobs, and like especially like you're doing something that's very in line with what you want to do. Right? Most of America is not that way.
I know.
You know,
I feel very lucky to do what I do.
And I feel like that's kind of a representation of that, like, and to the most extreme degree, but like, we're following this guy that is doing the most dangerous job you could ever do.
Yep.
And then it amounts to nothing by the end of it, you know?
Maybe.
You
can take it that way.
Yeah.
I actually do like that ending because it's, again,
me too,
not exactly telling you which way you want to take it.
No.
I'm going to take the optimistic route.
But endings also, like, sometimes I think you don't even need to make an opinion on it because the value is knowing that there's different ways that it could go and talking about that. You know what I mean? Like what we're doing right now, that's the most important thing about that ending. You know, it's not like, oh, which way does it go? You know? And I mean, everybody can hold that, you know, to themselves and like what they think, but that's what's so cool. It gets people talking about the movie.
Or it's about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah. 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 Awesome time.
Dude, such a good movie.
Yeah.
Go watch Sorcerer. Please.
Thank you guys for making it this far. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mrs. Schnee.
If you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe. Please follow us on Instagram at Boys Meet Film. You can follow me on Letterboxd at mschnee. You can follow this guy on Letterboxd at
Maximus Newhan.
The movie that we're going to be watching next week is a movie that I'm very excited to watch.
I'm not.
Called Weapons.
I'm scared.
You're too scared?
I'm scared.
Think you're too scared? You need to watch Barbarian, sir.
Actually, yes, I do need to see that.
You really need to watch that. Do you have a flight anytime soon?
I do.
Watch Barbarian.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.